y'all.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to Mobleys with the Mobleys. I am your man, Johnnie Mobley Jr.
Hey y'all, I'm his wife, Deirdra.
And we something like an ordinary couple.
With extraordinary purpose. Greetings, salutations, accolades, and blessings.
So y'all probably see the set is full right now. Cause
You didn't ask me how I was doing.
how you doing?
I'm alright. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good.
All right.
Good.
So y'all probably see the set is full because we about to have an in-depth conversation about some stuff. And I invited my son-in-law and my daughter on the set. Travis and Brittany, y'all already know who they are.
Hey.
They're the Perrys.
They're the Perrys. And y'all have already seen these two beautiful people before. This is our media and production managers, Swati of Media.
They're the Meadows.
Hello.
But I wanted to do something different today because we usually talk about some of the stuff in marriages and give our perspective on how it is. So my thing, I wanted to get other perspectives in it to see if they've dealt with it, how they've dealt with it, if they even came across it yet, whatever the case is. So, and we go ask a couple of questions for them to answer, and for pay, we told them they can ask us a couple of questions. I don't know what that's gonna be, so it might get cut short.
Pull it out of the sky.
You ready, Mo?
I am. We're going to use your phone tonight.
I see. You want to ask the first question? The very first question, because I don't think we can ask all of them. But ask the very first question right there.
Y'all had a good Labor Day? We did too. My kids celebrated me for my birthday.
Tell them what you did.
It was like a weekend too late.
Tell them what you did yesterday.
We ate really, really good food. And we had really, really good lemonade.
Okay.
And I enjoyed, don't you uncover me? I enjoyed 3 of my 4, 5, 6. No, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. How many was here? 6 of my grandbabies was here.
Lemonade. It's the lemonade.
That's a really good lemonade. A really good lemonade.
We had an amazing day, and they celebrated me for my birthday. And we had an amazing day. Yeah.
Don't forget the really good lemonade.
It was country time.
It was country time.
Yeah, and that was good. My son-in-law, one of the other son-in-laws made it.
It was homemade country time.
It was homemade country time lemonade. And we had an array of foods. And my oldest daughter gonna kill me when she see this, but she made the stuffed eggs with sweet relish and light mayonnaise. Brianna, I love you.
It was real good. Sweet eggs.
And we let her take them home with her.
Where she left?
We got leftover, but we let them take that home with her. Because you know they got kids.
Y'all, it's so inside.
snack.
I told her, don't you ever make stuffed eggs with sweet relish no more. So that was the joke of the day. But we had an amazing time, and we played Would You Rather with Johnny and myself, and 3 of the girls were here with their husbands, and we had an amazing time. We're not going to divulge what we talked about, but we got a little risque with them, and it went very, very well. Maybe one day we'll be able to record a session with all the girls and their spouses. Maybe around the holidays when they're home. With a would you rather with them and their spouses. It might get crazy, a little reckless, but we give it real raw and relational. These are relationships.
It'll be fine if they ain't got that homemade lemonade country time. If they had the country time, then we probably got to put that on night.
We gonna put it on this one right here, and it's gonna be all right. Let's get started with the questions.
All right. So one of the ideas that I came up with is because a lot of people, couples, they have stressors, daily stressors. And I'm not talking about the major stressors in life like finances and...
That's a stressor.
Sorry, that's a stressor, baby. I apologize. That was one of the girls.
I'm stressed.
That was one of the daughters. I apologize.
Drinking homemade lemonade.
And she calls so we can tell the babies good night. The baby good night. Go ahead, baby. I'm sorry.
All right. So, but the daily stressors in a marriage.
It's me. I'm the stressor.
Sometimes.
What was the question? I'm sorry. You just with that one. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I turned it down.
Some of the stressors, I'm not talking about the major stressors like finances, communication, sex, all that stuff. We all know that's that can be stressors.
Mm-hmm.
But what about the daily stressors? So I'm gonna ask this question. This gonna be for all y'all. Y'all can kind of answer wherever you at. Go ahead and ask the first one.
Go ahead. No, you start off.
Go
You're the
ahead.
man. You lead us well. Go ahead, baby. You said I wasn't a stressor though.
What is happening?
Go ahead, baby.
All right. Name 3 to 5 daily stressors that you have as a married man, woman. Now,
So you don't want them to name like finances and
no.
okay.
I'm talking about daily stressors. Whatever that may be.
Okay.
Now, if it's happen to be something that your spouse do, let's talk about it. This is a safe place. We're gonna talk about it a little bit, and then probably we go, kind of come up with a solution here.
Okay.
So we don't want nobody not being able to sleep in their bed or nothing like that when they get home. Cool?
Okay.
All right. Who want to go first?
I'll let them go first.
Yeah, I got
I
to
don't.
count.
Hey, man.
Oh,
You
you
gotta
got
count
the
this.
bed already.
It's all right.
You got to count the stressors?
No, because I ain't,
I gotta make sure I got enough.
Yeah, I wanna
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Good save.
I mean, all right, go
you
ahead.
ready?
No, go ahead. Go ahead, sis.
Work is a daily stressor.
Nothing is off limits. So if you want to say them kids, then that's
That was
fine.
number 2 for me.
I would say work is a daily
Don't do
stressor.
that.
I would say the kids and my family, but not like oh my gosh, you're stressing me out. Just making sure that everything is in order to make sure our day runs smoothly. So like I plan, I'm a planner. And so just making sure, okay, this kids' clothes wash, they got breakfast for in the morning, they got something to take for lunch, da-da-da-da. So that's kind of a stressor. When I'm done, making sure all of that's done, I feel awesome. I really do, but that's definitely a stressor. You said 3 to 5? Work, the kids.
So you talking about your kids?
Yeah, my kids.
Okay.
My kids.
But she said not like they, like stress her out.
Not like
she
stressed
don't want
out, but just making sure that, they're taken care of.
That's her kids.
And then I would say just same thing. I guess it's like being a wife. It's like I don't want to say like a stressor too, but just making sure that.
Go ahead, baby.
Just making sure that I feel like it's hard. As a wife, just being present or fulfilling that role, or I guess fulfilling many roles every day can be a stressor. And for a planner like myself, if I can't properly just kind of execute the things that I have planned, then it becomes a stressor. The normal operation, daily things that we have to do.
Okay.
What about you, Trav?
For me, I would have to say work, kids.
Your kids or another kid?
My kids.
Okay.
Other kids come
fine,
in work.
but
That's a part of work.
Yeah.
So work, my kids. I would have to say traffic. Sometimes traffic get on my nerve. Besides that, I don't really have much stresses that let bother me that much. And kind of piggybacking on what she said, just being the husband, making sure that I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. And sometimes not always putting everything on her and expecting her to do everything.
Yeah. So, real quick. So, with the stresses that y'all have, I'll ask that question next. Paul, put a pin right now.
All right.
Same question.
So for me, I believe it's work, not necessarily, family in general. It's not necessarily for scheduling and operational, but like just overall provision.
But for your immediate family?
For my immediate family.
Okay.
Just overall provision, protection, making sure things are running from an administrative, operational type level. Because she does really well with the day-to-day, getting here, getting there. Like Brittany said, you got lunch, X, Y, and Z. And I guess most recently, and y'all gonna laugh at me.
He's trying to give us the prerequisite. Go ahead,
You say
Most recently was
Don't try to sweeten it up before you say it. Right. Okay, go ahead.
most recently it was the yard. Lawnmower was going down.
Because you broke the lawnmower.
The lawnmower was broken.
You broke it.
The lawnmower went down, and then the grass was just like, I'm out here. And so,
some random landscaping company put their card in our door.
They need help.
So we got a thing when we ride around. We want to be property managers, or just have good portfolio of real estate. And so we would ride around, and folk ain't got their grass cut. Oh, that house abandoned. So we mark that and we'll look at it. So when somebody came and put their card on my house, that's my house abandoned.
They think our house abandoned.
But yeah, so the work kids and my family, just provision and protection, and just making sure I'm not a burden to her. Because, some wives feel like their husband is an extra child. I don't want to be an extra child. So that's me right there.
Okay.
So I don't really have 3 to 5. I'm in my soft girl era, so I don't really be stressed out like that for real. And I don't mean that to be funny, but I really don't be stressed out like that.
Roll off your bag.
Yeah, really, to be honest. Because I'm in this pocket of either you trust the Lord or you don't. And so I just be like, well, Lord, you got it. And I keep it moving. But if you talking day-to-day stuff, maybe the business and figuring out graphics and talking to clients kind of stresses me out a little bit, because speaking to visionaries is hard when they can't funnel down their ideas. So I'm frustrated because you frustrated. So we not communicating well.
And my one,
you used to be, you've gotten a lot better. Yeah, because I think visionaries in general are big picture people, and I like to think of it as a puzzle. Yes, the big picture is a thing, but you got little pieces that go in there that need to be fixed or need to be solved. And so I always try to find my piece in that. So it's kind of confusing and frustrating. So day to day, that I guess that would be considered a day-to-day stressor for me. But I'm really the homemaking thing comes naturally to me. So I get up, cook breakfast, make the beds, doing the chores and stuff, because I have been fortunate enough not to have to work. So I don't really be stressed like that, y'all.
You need a job so you can feel the stress that we feel.
I mean, on a deeper level, I think I stress about things that I can't control, as far as I am 34 and what am I doing? That type of stuff. But I also be like, okay, never mind. At the same time. Yeah. So
real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So with the stressors that y'all have, how do you maintain a balance when it comes to, because if you're stressed, if you got stressors, and some of your stressors could be your spouse or your children in home, how do you manage? Because it's not perfect all the time. So how do you manage that without disrespecting or dishonoring each other or your children? Yeah. How do you manage that?
I kind of developed this practice of consistent decompression. So you know how some folk, they decompress when they get home, and men go into the bathroom for an hour. That's their mode of decompressing. I kind of do it all day long. So you
on the toilet all day?
No. Decompressing.
Okay, all right. Okay. Check out some deep clarity. That's all.
How exactly are you teaching the children?
Okay.
So, in between classes, I'll take a moment to kind of collect myself and kind of reflect really quick on what went on in the last class, and kind of put myself back in a peaceful mind.
Okay.
And so by the time I'm ready to get home, you know, because one of the kids at the school is mine, and so I can't really turn that off
He
a
said
whole
that like it was
bunch.
a random.
It's mine.
Yeah.
So I have to, and you know, just for my lifestyle, I have to decompress all day long. So when I am on the way home, by the time I get there, since she's been with somebody that doesn't speak at an adult level all the time, she wants to say, hey, come talk to me, come hang with me, and I need to be ready. Because we had some road bumps and some hurdles with that in the past. And so that's been my method. So throughout the day, I just, all right, let me get myself together. And then by the time I'm ready to go home, everything that happened at the school, I ride, me and the boy cutting up in the car. And when I get to see her, I'm ready to engage and interact with her. So that's one of the things that I do. Not that kind of
I mean, y'all married, so whatever.
Get it
Whatever
together.
works. Whatever works.
I'm hot.
Oh. Not you embarrassed.
Temperature or seasoning?
Lord.
I guess I don't know. Again, I don't really let things sit too long because I am undiagnosed anxiety. Like I'll have one thought that'll lead to another thought that'll lead to another thought, and then before I know it, it's catastrophe. So I try to, like, as soon as something happens, is this true? Is this fact? Is this real for real, or did you make this up? And if there's any question if I made it up, I throw it out, and I'm like, okay, no, that didn't. Calm down, like, don't freak out, like, you know what I mean? Because I will, like, all of a sudden be like, I've been like that since I was a child. One time, like, popcorn kernel got caught in my teeth, and I thought I was going to get gingivitis and die. Like, that's how fast. That's how fast that went. And my godmom was like, girl, just get the popcorn kernel out. It's not that big deal. So I try not to let those things kind of, like, snowball out of control. And somebody's ringing. And so I don't, like I said, I don't hold on to things that are not mine.
Okay. Yeah, I adopted that a long time ago because I was like that too. Paris.
Hey. Can you ask the question? What I do is I just try to be mindful. Honestly, I can't always say that I don't. Me and Travis and everybody probably knows. Me and Travis work together. You know, we have businesses together.
Yeah, y'all together all day,
we live together.
yeah.
We work out.
I'm glad
together.
that y'all live together.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. So we are together a lot, and so sometimes it is hard because Travis is my person, and so when I say my person, like, you know, he is the person that I go to when I'm stressed out. You know, he is the person that I go to when I'm stressed with him or when I'm stressed with someone else, and so with keeping all of that in mind, I'm extremely mindful that, one, Travis is on my team, so he's my partner. He is on my team, and so
I'll be right back.
when I think about us as a team, I think about it as, in order for both of us to be successful at the end of the day, or win at the end of the day, for me, it's important that I don't, what's the word I'm looking for? That I don't just put so much of that, whatever it is that I'm going throughout the day, or whatever stressors or whatever it is that I'm feeling, or if I'm overwhelmed or whatever that is, I make sure I don't just pile it up on him. If we have a conversation, we do talk about an issue or a situation, and we talk about a solution, and we kind of release it. Similar to what Allison said, I don't adopt people's trouble, and I'm real big on that right now. Granted, I might not be completely in my soft girl era. It's coming. But for the most part, you know, I am in that era of, you know, I can empathize with you, but I can't take on all of your troubles or your problems or anything like that, because we have so much going on a lot of the time. I think that a lot of times if I'm mindful, then I can catch it. I can catch myself when I'm spazzing. I am very reflective, as like Jameson said. Granted, I may not take I'm very reflective as far as I may not take a moment or a break after each, session or cases. But if something happens or a conversation happens or I feel myself feeling the type of emotions, I pinpoint the emotions that I'm feeling. I tell my, I'm feeling this way, or I'll express it to him. And I made it my point to not sugarcoat things. Like, be specific of the feeling the emotion that I'm feeling. So, I'm extremely frustrated and overwhelmed right now because this happened and this happened. And a lot of times he's able to help me through that because I'm communicating with him exactly how I'm feeling. But I think that's kind of what helps me. Remembering that we're on the same team. So if I pour everything on him or beat him down for something for a stressor that he had no control over, I'm going to have to be the one to help build him back up because I don't beat him down because I had a stressful day. Whereas if I think of it as he's a part of my team, let's talk about what happened, but I don't have to put that on him, if that makes sense. If I notice that I am acting out or I'm acting some type of way, because most of the time I can't catch it if I'm like extremely tired or something like that, then I'm like, okay, let me pull back. Maybe I'm tripping, I was in my head, I'm just tired, give me a moment. And a lot of times, I can just, I need to call it early night. And he's able to kind of help me with that. So for the most part, I just think about it as remember that he's a part of my team and that my kids are a part of my team. And I think about it as just being mindful of that he's a human too. And though that I've done this or dealt with all of this throughout the day and he's human. So I can't expect for him, he deals with stuff as well. And I just kind of keep that in mind. If I'm mindful of his emotions and his feelings and he's dealing with some of the same stress that I'm dealing with, then it kind of helps me not put everything on him and kind of helps me, I guess, just be more mindful and kind of keep it balanced that way.
Okay. Brad?
D'Artagnan. Go ahead. You answered it.
You said it before I was.
This homemade country time.
That was good, girl.
It's cool.
For me,
was good.
I think the ways I handle it is kind of like what she said, conversate, we talk about it. I think that's one of the biggest ways to deal with it. Also, I read, listen to music, and then I just use my little breathing, my meditation. And that normally helps. Kind of like what Allison said, I think I'm not diagnosed, but I know for a fact that I deal with anxiety all the time. And breathing helps me get through that.
Yeah.
Helping calming myself down or reading. So I think that's what helps me the most.
Okay. Now, y'all want to ask us a question, or y'all want to keep us?
Ooh, I think that's good. What question you got, babe? You want to answer your question?
So, what are your thoughts on respecting each other's privacy?
You want the question?
So you just gonna skip over that? Okay.
So y'all get one question apiece.
Ah.
All right, I got a question. So my first question is, what were your initial expectations about marriage and how have they evolved over time?
I like
Good question.
Yeah, that was good.
Bars.
You want to go first? Or?
I can. I think initially we didn't have. We're speaking for self. Initially, I didn't have an expectation. To be honest, I didn't. I was, we had 2 kids. We were unmarried. We got engaged, and I knew we were even planning a wedding. But we kept fussing so much that we couldn't solidify none of the plans. And so we just ended up, I moved into my first place, when I left my dad's house. And I just told him, quit your job and come stay in the house with us. Or the apartment with me and the girls, because I didn't want to be there by myself.
She's my sugar mama.
Yeah, for a little while I was. And I enjoyed it because the benefits were amazing. But at the end of the day, I didn't have, I didn't have any expectations. I knew I loved him. I wanted to be with him, and I wanted him to come and be with us. And so I didn't. I think, but let me take that back. My only expectation was for him to come and be with us. And just be my man and be the kid's daddy. You know what I'm saying? We didn't share expectations when we got married. It was just, I love you at this point. Don't want to live life without you. Come be with us. We're already engaged. We'll figure it out how we're going to get married eventually, which we did end up, a few months after that. But the ceremony was very simple, and we ate dinner, and he went to work the next day. So then versus now we're able to, when we learned better and we did better. And so when we do talk about the expectations that I think the one that I said to him some years ago is like legit the only true expectation that I have for him that's solid. And because that's the expectation that I have for him, and he is adamant that he meets that bar every time, is when I told him, I'm following you as you're following Christ. I'm following you as you're following Christ. I couldn't get it out. No, it wasn't. Follow. Sometimes the words be twisted.
You need some water?
Let me tell y'all something, because they trying to jog on me. I'm following you as you follow Christ.
There you go.
And so that's the greatest expectation that I have for him. Like legit. Because because he does that and he takes that very seriously, everything else lines up. Because he is seeking, the Lord's face when it comes to me, when it comes to his children and his grandchildren. So as far as that, all that other stuff, it falls in place. You know what I'm saying? And we don't go back and forth about that, because it's in stone now. Okay.
Well, I had expectations.
You did.
I can.
Oh my God.
Oh, you did.
I had
you did. You did.
I can honestly say
But he didn't tell him. He didn't tell me.
They
sure
were
didn't.
unspoken.
They were
expectations.
unspoken.
Because
And she know it.
I did not understand why she was not operating
Like
my
his mama.
mama
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
My mama ironing clothes.
Yeah.
She got food ready when daddy get home. He take a shower. His drawers and everything ironed. And y'all know the
I'm missing out then.
Yeah, I'm like, what's happening?
Are you?
Like his mama.
I called my mama.
We'll go
and
sit with her.
Yeah.
I literally called my mama and said, "Hey, Deirdra need that handbook that you got about the wife thing."
Yeah.
And she told me, "What you talking about? The book that you got to be a good wife. She need a copy of that. Can we borrow that? Where you got it from?" She told, "Boy, what are you talking about?"
Yeah.
And that was the whole conversation we had. And she just got off the phone. She said, "Babe, she's not your mother. She's your wife." I'm like, "Yeah, but you a wife too, and I seen you do that. I don't understand what's happening." But they were unspoken expectations. So what Deirdra got a lot of is the reaction from what wasn't happening, which confused her, because she was like, "Why are you so angry? I don't understand why you so mad."
I'm sitting in here with all these dang old kids all day, ain't got no adult interaction at all, and you come home and you mad? I'm angry.
Yeah.
I walk in the door,
Yeah,
like,
legit.
why Brittany running around and she ain't got no pants on? What's going? I don't understand what's happening. Where's your mom at?
At that point, she had panties on, and all of us had our bed clothes on from the morning time. It was rough, y'all. It was rough.
The expectations
But we had fun,
were
didn't we?
never.
All day.
All the time.
All the time.
The expectations was never expressed then. So my expectations for my wife now is for her to always be honest and be herself in her skin. That's what I need from her. So regardless of what's going on, what changes in her life, how it evolves, whatever the case is, I need her to feel everything, or feel not whatever it is, but I need her to be completely, truly herself. I can respond to that. I can't respond to layers. So I need to respond to that. And I'm 51 now, and my patience ain't. So you come with me with some layer stuff, I'm got you one time, I'm like, when you get yourself together, and then come back and holler at me. And that ain't gonna go well if I say that. So
No.
but that's my expectations now. That's my expectation. Y'all have a question, or we can go on without
You
it?
can go ahead. I don't have a question yet.
Awesome. All right, what question you want?
Okay, guys. So,
You can pick anyone.
in a world that can be harsh and unforgiving, does empathy, compassion, and grace exist in your marriage? And it says with your children, and with others. And if that's too much to swallow, then we specifically want to know about that grace factor, because I think that carries a whole lot of weight.
Can I tell you about the question that I was going to ask? It's something like that.
Was it? Okay, yeah. Because with the things going on in the world, how do you, and if y'all don't want to answer for all three, because Johnny says, does empathy, compassion, and grace exist in your marriage? So y'all can, like I said, if there's too much, specifically focus on the grace factor. Being a...
I think sometimes I give too much grace.
Really?
To both her and my kids.
You want to expound on that a little bit?
Perfect example, my car.
I heard about that, Travis.
Yes.
And I got some help for you on that. Go ahead. You can finish it.
My family, I love them to death.
You do?
But they can't keep my car clean to save their life.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if you go in my car right now, you'll probably find eyelashes, Wendy's nuggets from 2 weeks ago, Gatorade bottles from football practice, socks, clothes, some of her flip-flops, her jacket or two. I don't know. It's a whole storage unit in the car.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I can go out there tonight and clean it up, and tomorrow by this time it's gonna look exactly the same way.
So how do you find it, like in your heart to extend grace, or or compassion or empathy, so that you will be okay? You breathe.
You do a lot of
You
praise.
did say you breathe.
A lot of praise.
I do. I extend grace because I always say nobody else eating in my car. But then we wake up, we're trying to get ready for school.
Yeah.
The boys wake up late, or not necessarily late, or we just moving a little bit behind. So they gotta gonna warm up something real quick, they take it in the car. That's my grace.
Yeah.
Because really I wanna say we running late, y'all eat breakfast when y'all get to school. Nobody eating in my car.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Yeah.
So that's just one example how
Okay.
That was right there.
Okay.
That was right there.
And so before you answer, let me tell you this, Travis, because you're not the only one. That's how it was for him for forever, because there was a lot of them.
What did you do, Dad?
And so, no, he would fuss, but he would clean the car out, because that's something that he would always do. But now, it took me a long time to learn that, didn't it? I do very well now, don't I?
You do.
Don't I?
I still check some stuff every now
and again. But I purposely make sure that if I brought a water bottle into the car, or a napkin, or just whatever, I'm trying to make sure that I clean it out. Any shoes, any whatever. I'm trying to make sure that there's nothing left, because for him that was a battle too. With the kids.
Where that book at? You just talking about Pops? The book.
It ain't none. It ain't none, Travis.
My mama said it ain't none.
It ain't none. But I also remind him when he had that conversation, was that his mom was not always like a stay-at-home mama. She, Gerald would work when she wanted to work. That was a luxury that she had. And so when she was working, when she was home, she was doing it. She was spot on. And when she, was at work, she worked. And granted, she still kept up stuff or whatever. But that for me, Travis, and I'll let you talk in a minute, because this could go on and on. But for me, I think the one thing that Johnny didn't realize, that I myself didn't realize, that to have that many children like back to back to back. After I had Johnnisha, I literally was at a place that I did what? Right. I literally was at a place where I was in a depressive state, because I wasn't pregnant like that next year. My body, my hormones, and y'all, if people may think it sounds absolutely crazy, but Johnnisha was born in 94. So when the next year rolled around, I wasn't pregnant anymore. And I was used to being pregnant literally every year for all those years straight. And 95 comes and I'm not pregnant. Well, of course, I got my tubes tied. So 95 comes.
You would have been, but you.
Yeah, probably would have been. But we decided to get out, that I would get my tubes tied. So with all that going on, I think what he realizes now that he didn't, what he realized a long time ago, that he didn't realize while we were in it was that I was trying to figure out how to survive as well. You know what I'm saying? Because you think of it, he out working to make sure that there's a roof over our head and there's food on the table and all these things. But I'm working in the home to make sure that I stay sane and I make sure that they're okay. Like,
and being home with kids all day ain't no baby.
Baby, and you
that's
got
the thing that we don't understand.
Around. It was a lot. So go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Who is y'all?
I'm sorry, not y'all.
Yeah, so it gets better.
Because
Because then they grow up and they can clean the car out, and stuff like that too.
Well, I'm just going to say.
I think the great thing about it is when they get their own car, you can just throw a banana peel or something in their car.
Yeah, sure.
In my defense, I am going to be more intentional. I did tell him that the other day about helping him keep the car clean.
She used to be like that though. She used to keep the car clean.
Legit, she used to be one of the ones who used to keep it clean. So I don't understand.
Me either.
I think that's until I got kids and it's like car clean. Make sure they got their food, something.
Right.
Football, dinner.
The opportunity cost change.
Like,
Because y'all do have a lot going on.
I'm not saying that's not important, baby.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that, my priority list, it was a little bit lower, but I am going to put it up there a little bit more.
Okay. So how do you extend grace?
Okay. I heard that.
And he heard you on that, but how do you extend grace to him with things that, may rub you, the wrong way or whatever?
When I'm frustrated about the things that he may not be helping me with, I think about things that he helped me with.
Okay.
So that's kind of what helped me extend grace. I think, like, in our marriage, really with the boys and everything. When I get frustrated about something that they're not doing, whether I told them to put the book bag right beside, in the room after school every day, or I gave them a bin to put the shoes in. I think about, I don't know. I just think about the things that they do. Like my kids, they go to school, they handle their business. I don't hear from the teachers,
Yeah.
The most thing I got to do is fuss about you putting this book bag every day in the right place. Eventually you're going to get it. And I'm going to fuss every day until you do. But I don't have to worry about all the rest of that stuff. Like they play sports, they try their best. The most that I have to worry about is them bickering back and forth or something like leaving the toilet seat up now.
Or begging for a snack.
Every 10 minutes. Like I take that compared to everything else. Or when I'm frustrated, like my husband not gonna clean that bathroom. He's not gonna clean that bathroom. But he will wash the dishes. So I just take it like that. Like it's certain things when he got frustrated that I don't take the trash out, and that's really my daddy's fault. Like not that I don't take the trash out. He just say, "Babe, you put something on the top of the trash can."
Who was that? Who had dog on
King of Queen? Doug put something on the top
of the trash can, babe.
And then his wife saw it. He was like, "Good luck."
Like you want, babe, just pull the trash back, even if you don't take it out. And I think that just was a habit because my dad, he always took trash out. Like we never took the trash out ever. We ain't even, before we got up, the trash was already taken out because he already went to work. He took the trash out. So that's just not a habit that I had growing up. And so for me, it just was one of those expectations of marriage.
Unexpected.
It's just, him taking the trash out. So, once he communicated with that, like, babe, you just gonna keep seeing stuff on the top. I'd rather you at least pull it out and put it beside. I'll take it. I'm like, oh, okay, man. Well, that's a different perspective. But I just think about the stuff that you do. Like, I don't take the trash out, but I clean the bathroom. I don't clean the car out, but I sweep, laundry, da. So I just think about the stuff that they do in place of that's what helped me kind of extend grace.
Okay.
That was good.
Okay.
One of the things for me.
So you was over here sitting on
bubbling over.
Tag me in.
My turn, coach.
One of the things for me, because when I sit down, to work
Jameson
on something.
always got to smooth it over. Go ahead.
When I
James.
sit down to work on something,
Uh-huh.
I am intent on completing that task.
Mm-hmm.
And typically, once I got settled, I have a request to fulfill. She said, babe, can you do X, Y, and Z? I'm like,
Because there is chaos going on around you.
but the thing, when I want to say no, I'm busy, I'm trying to get X, Y, and Z done, I think about she would do it for me. And so
That's
I
good.
get
That's
up
good.
Yeah.
and I go ahead and do it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes be with attitude.
I was gonna say, is it with or without it?
Sometimes be with attitude.
do it.
But I'm going to go ahead and do it.
I just slam a cabinet on the way out of it.
You go ahead and
Mistakenly bump her while I'm trying to go do it.
Like, but yeah, I think about if I were to ask her to do something, she would go ahead and do it for me.
Mm-hmm.
And that is my compassion, my grace for her.
Yes, like cook you breakfast at 2:30 in the morning.
Oh yeah, that's how I knew I had a winner. I was working at the Home Depot warehouse overnight, and they let me off early. I was riding about 2:33. I called. I said, "Baby, I am starving. Can you fix me a plate?" She said, "All right." I said, "All right." We ain't here. You know what I'm saying? Let me get you a ring, girl. What you want? What do you want?
Like, I thought you talking about 2:30. Boy, I thought you done went in there.
No.
No.
I was
Boy, I'm
asleep.
about to put you on some breast egg sauces. I'm gonna do this for you right now.
No, I was asleep. Minding my
And
business.
like Waffle House open.
That's what that would say.
I wouldn't even call Deirdra. I'd have been like, you want something from Waffle House?
Yeah, get me some hash brown scatters, some bacon, and a waffle.
Like, you'd have woke up and ate it, but you wouldn't have woke up to fix me nothing.
What you think I would do?
Oh, she would have fixed
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Nah, I think she'll do it now.
What's wrong with us?
She'll do it now.
Oh, that's 2:30.
But then,
With attitude.
Look, I got attitude. Look,
Not cook with love.
You better be nice tomorrow.
I said, baby,
Right.
you want me to call it in?
So what's something you do? That gives you
To extend grace, I similar to Brittany, I play to his strengths. I basically don't set myself up for failure. If I know that's not what he gonna do, then I will create a system that work around what he not finna do. Because I'm not taking the trash. That's why I got married for her. I'm not taking the trash
Well, what
out.
happened to equal? See, that was the thing. What happened to
See,
equal opportunity?
I
This
didn't-
your house too.
I didn't subscribe to that. I didn't sign up
This
for
your
that.
house too.
You won't take it out.
No, she said she
She
won't.
said
I'm not.
She not.
This is one of my favorite thing to do, and I'm just gonna walk past it real fast.
No. I'm not taking it out. It could be on the floor, and I will sweep around it. Baby, the trash need to be taken out. I don't know what you're doing, but you gonna see the trash. The trash need to be taken out. I'm not
what if
taking
he
it
out
out.
of town working for 2 weeks?
Then when he get back, he can take the trash out. I'm not taking.
my God.
I strongly believe in gender roles, and that is a man's work. I'm not doing that. But on the flip side of that, he don't have to worry about cooking and cleaning, because I believe in gender roles, and that works for our household. Just for the general public, that works for our house. What work for you?
You've been taking out trash.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and keep doing that.
Taking it out.
Because I
You be downstairs.
don't tear your house up, okay? This what works for us.
Allison said she don't take the trash out. Babe, I'm not taking the trash out.
It's all right.
Then
But
we
Allison
gonna get
said
all
she
kind
cooked
of
and
look.
eat at 2:32.
We gonna get all kind of nasty emails about
That's
who's
what I'm
that girl, who's the light skinned one on that time I should take the trash out.
Bruh, if she say she ain't taking the trash out, wake up at 1 o'clock.
That's the thing. That's right. She cooking at 2:30.
Listen, so that's what I'm
Now, on
saying.
the other hand,
But, yeah.
I take the trash out. I may not get up and cook at 2:30, but I'm gonna call them and order it.
Listen, you gonna make sure.
What she
Pick it up.
She take the trash out of here and put it in the garage. That's
Oh,
what she'll do.
I might do that if it's messing with my household peace. Then I'll put it in the
When
garage.
we had the grandbabies over and all that, I'll be walking in the garage like, what in the... What is this?
Can you put
And they
that
like 3 days.
trash
I
bag?
forgot to tell you.
It was just one. It was I forgot it was out there.
He done baked that. But go ahead, Allison.
But yeah, I play to his strengths, but I also what I am working on, I am very self-aware. So what I am working on is pinpointing a moment where I want him to do, where I'm like, hey, can we handle that differently? This right here, this specific situation, you asked for an example. This is an example of what we're talking about. Because
I'm sorry. When you say, she said, I don't like it when you do X, Y, and Z. I said, give me an example. She said, I can't think of it right now. All right.
She done came back with it now.
So now she hit me with the, all right.
Stop what you're doing.
Right here.
Right this right here.
This here.
This is what I'm talking about.
I'm like,
You brought it on yourself.
that thing hurt, boy.
Yeah, and I'm aware. Like I said, I play to his strengths, but also I'm aware of like weaponized incompetence and stuff like that. So what you're not gonna do is do it bad and think that I'm finna not ask you to do it again. I'm gonna just in myself. So you fold the towels in 2 instead of 3. Okay, but you folded the towels. I don't care. I'm not finna stress out about that and be like, ugh, now I got to go back and fold the towels. Because some people do that. I'm not doing that.
That's some people.
I'm not finna stress about that. Because thank you for folding the towels. I needed that help.
That's what I am.
But
put these towels right here. You fold them wrong, I fold them.
I'm not finna, and I'm gonna keep asking you to do it. So if you,
I'm fine with it, long as I don't go in the laundry, the little
in the closet.
Yeah, when I go in the closet and then it's like small size, big size, little size, fold up, this thick, it drives me crazy. So I would literally go grab everything, put it out, and then she'd be on the bed. She'd be like,
"Dude, you're making more work for yourself."
So what am I doing? I just wasted my time? No, baby. And then I try to teach her. I said, "This is how we fold it."
I don't want to learn.
This is how we fold it.
My daughter, when she do the little laundry and she don't even fold the towel. She just put them in our room. She's like, "I'm not doing this with you."
Yeah, that's
double work.
A waste of my time.
That's double work.
All right. So this can be a moment where y'all can ask another question if y'all want. Y'all got anything?
I have one.
Okay.
Well, my last one was I want to just tell y'all that that's not the question I'm asking though.
Okay.
It was how important is empathy, or what role does it play in daily stresses within a marriage? So, kudos. My question is, what daily routines or rituals do you have that strengthens your bond as a couple and reduce stress? Or do you have any daily routines?
We don't. I'm very structured and organized. She's not. She's more spontaneous. We gonna do it like this type stuff. We used to bump heads all the time because that's what we used to do. But now I just took that off my plate. I'm not doing that. Whatever we doing, this is what we doing. We all know we live in the same house. You know what we got to get done. So, if I see something that I say it look like it need to be done, and I'll say, hey, babe, ain't been over there for, I know I'm gonna get it. Okay, I just, couple of days, what we looking? What's the window for that? Just try to check the window, and then she'll be like, don't play with me. I'm just asking what the window is. But the next day it'll be. Yeah. So, but I had to stop doing that because it was literally causing friction because of my perception of how I do stuff. It's like she don't do it nothing like that. Nothing. And that's to this day. So I said, are we go down this mountain? Are we gonna be in front of the mountain? Like, I'm getting a divorce, on Tuesdays.
Irreconcilable differences.
Yeah, on Tuesday she's supposed to wash the china plates and knock the glasses at the same time. She put them all, you're supposed to do them different. This supposed to be, I just said, yo, you know what? This is who I'm married to. I can't act like I don't know your audience. Okay, cool. I'm going to get this done today. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, my head hurt a little bit. Okay, so that means you'll be downstairs in about 4 or 5 hours. I'll probably get some stuff done. And then I might leave a couple of things, She'll be like, I know I took a long time. I feel I left these over here for you. You can take care of them 2 things right there. But I just don't. It didn't work for us. You know, we came from 2 different cultures, 2 different environments, households, and I got clarity on that now. So instead of setting us up for failure and to be arguing all the time, I just say, you know what? Sky's the limit. We live in the same house.
Sky's not the limit.
The sky's the limit, the more it is.
We live in the same house. So don't act like you don't see what I see. You see that. You walk by it first. Pick it up.
Read that question again, because this is really focused, like chore focused and stuff like that. I was about to say something.
She said to bring y'all closer.
Yeah. I don't know which question you heard her say.
Well, I don't have a ritual.
You don't have a routine ritual. We just kind of go with the flow now.
Okay.
But I kind of express why we don't have a ritual.
Okay, but reread.
So the question is, what daily routines or rituals do you have that strengthens your bond as a couple and reduce stress?
Okay, so when you read that question, what daily routine or ritual do you have to reduce stress or bond with your partner? The one thing I thought about something great is the fact that
stuff wasn't great. That what you thought?
This was like she don't do nothing, and I do it.
And so what I do is we do whatever.
We just do whatever.
What did you hear?
What I took from that when it says, what daily rituals do you do to, lessen the stressor and bring you closer together? We do pray together at least once a day. That's a stressor releaser. That's a activity or ritual that bonds you closer together. We do that at least once a day. Depending on what's going on, I may call him and say, hey, like the other day I said, hey, I had a dream. It involved you. I want to share it with you. I've been released to share it with you. That's one way that, that we do, like I said, connect and bond. And then another thing at, our first conversation of the day, no matter what time it happens, I'm always saying to him, hey, how are you? How's your day been so far? And he, normally that first conversation is just not a, hey, I need you to do so-and-so, or hey, I need you, or even him calling to say, hey, I need you to do so-and-so. Normally the first conversation of the day, whenever it happens, is, hey, I was just calling to hear your voice. Calling to see, see how you were doing, what's on the agenda for the day. Normally that's the first conversation. So when she said that, that's what I was thinking about, bonding us closer together. Now,
see how she doing all the animation ain't in there.
I'm just saying what I'm saying. And so at the end of the day,
I believe what I said bond us close together too.
Well, yeah.
I just going with flow. I think that you accept
and so the only thing with that is at first, like Johnny said, we did bump heads a lot, but I have my own rhythm, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's the rhythm that worked for me and the girls as we were home a lot by ourselves. Okay. Not because you wanted to be absent, but because you were working. Mm-hmm. And so that rhythm helped all of us stay sane. There was some bad stuff that we was doing, but there was a lot of good stuff because the fruit is the evidence is the fruit.
Well, I ain't heard about the bad stuff.
I don't remember the bad stuff.
Like the bad stuff.
That look like a lot.
No. The bad stuff we're saying, like, we may have went all day. We did wash our face and brush our teeth, but when you came home at night, we were still in our bedclothes from that morning.
I was so confused.
And then we just, kind of just
went to bed.
I
was so confused.
But at the end of the day, that was the rhythm that worked for us. And I see some of it works, even in them some. I see some of the things to be like, Deirdra, you could have done that better as a mother. But at the end of the day, I gave them what I had. And that's something that I told you when we talked about on the podcast. But at the end of the day, like I said, the fruit is good. And I know that. So nobody can ever take that away from me or us. The fruit is real good. And so at the end of the day, and for all of you who don't know, I would rather work and pay somebody to clean than to clean myself. And I'm just being honest. And that's where my husband met me at, and that's where we clashed for a lot of times or whatever. Would my kids eat out of dirty plates? Absolutely not. But vacuum, once a week. I mean, we kind of just lackadaisical. But at the end of the day, like I said, My rhythm is different, and it always has been different. But the one thing that we decided upon, like you said, we weren't gonna die on that mountain.
Yeah.
And so I appreciate you for putting up with me with my stuff, because I'll wash a load of clothes. They might sit in the washing machine. And then the next day, Johnny be like, babe, how long these been in here?
2 days from now, I'll go in there and they be dry, but like they look like they've been washed.
Don't want to cover me.
Babe, these.
I'll say, and what he'll say now is, before, we've grown. Because like before it would be, how long these been in here? I don't remember. Babe, you just got to do better. And then it was an argument. But now, if it happens now, I can be like, babe, yeah, how long these clothes been in here?
Oh, I say.
Just wash them again. Just put them on. Put some detergent in and just wash them again.
I say, hey, I need to rewash these.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead and rewash it.
I said, okay. Then I might go in there and be like, how long they been in there? I don't remember.
Just rewash them. I forgot. Like, I really feel like I was born to be a gazillionaire, to have like living maids and
we on our way.
All that kind of stuff or whatever. And I think that's where my head was like a long time ago.
Yeah.
And so I apologize.
It's all right. We good now.
I'm gonna be good.
We good now.
Yeah.
We good now.
And have a nanny.
Even before we bought the house, watch out the papers. I said,
yeah.
hey. So I need the house
you
clean
did.
by any means
You
necessary.
did.
I don't care who you got to hire, whatever.
did.
So you do that part.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry.